Hello everyone and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, where we'll break down the stories shaping our nation. Let me ask you a question. Is the Nigerian presidency a relay race where one region must hand over the baton to another for 8 full years, or is it a winner-takes-all contest every 4 years based on performance? This is a multi-billion naira question that is already defining the battle for 2027. We have all heard the whispers of a mega opposition coalition forming to challenge the ruling party APC. But the biggest debate is, where should their candidate come from? Many argues that since the North had 8 years under President Buhari, the South should also get 8 years, meaning President Tinubu should be allowed to run for a second term without a major challenge from his own region. Well, veteran actor turned fairy politician Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo recently sat down with the sharp Seun Okinbaloye on Channels TV's Politics Today, and he completely tore that argument to shreds. He gave a history lesson that serves as a powerful warning to anyone taking 2027 for granted. Let's watch this fascinating exchange and then we'll break it down. So sit back and take a watch.
Would that be fair that there was an 8 years of Buhari, a 4 years, if the case is the way you have put it, of Bola Tinubu, and then now the South has not had a share of 8 years in the rotation understanding of Nigeria, politically speaking? Would that be a fair game?
Good. Thank you for this question. And let me use this opportunity to clarify. The term of the president is 4 years, not 8 years. According to Alex Ekweme, what they agreed initially is that this post will be rotated amongst the geopolitical zones for 4-year term. And it will, in 24 years, it will have completed. But when Obasanjo came in, that was why Ekweme contested for 2203 election. That was when he said it. When Obasanjo came in, he took 8 years. But what happened? When Yar'Adua came in, before he finished one term, he died in office. Did they not insist that he must finish his 8 years? The answer is no. You know why? It is one term for the president, and the 8 years is for the incumbent. If the incumbent is doing well, if there is a supervening event that stops an incumbent halfway, the other half is there for every Nigerian to contest. And if it goes to the other side will now spend 4 years. That was what happened between Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan. Yar'Adua spent 4 years. Just take it 4 years. Of course, you know he died before the third year. And then it was a supervening event that did not allow the incumbent to finish the 8 years. What happened? Goodluck Jonathan came. The North said, please, let us finish our 8 years. They said, no, it's a joint ticket. Something has happened. And this is the vice president. Treat it as a joint ticket. Let them divide the position now into half. 4 years for the North, 4 years to the South. And after, it will come back to the North to finish its 8 years. And that was what happened. Even when Jonathan wanted to now continue to do 8 years, the North said no. That will now be injustice. And they fought, and they took it back to the North. And the North finished 8 years. Now it is back to the South. And Tinubu has become incurably bad. And now you want to terminate his incumbency. Anybody telling you that it's injustice, if the North comes in, if the South comes in, and whoever wins in a primary election will take it for 4 years. Where is the injustice? It has happened before. And anybody telling you to bring a fresh Southerner to compete against Tinubu, a Southerner, is trying to tell you to zone the ticket to Tinubu, and Tinubu will win outright.
Did you catch that? Kenneth Okonkwo didn't just answer the question. He gave a masterclass in Nigerian political history and constitutional fact. He essentially argued that this idea of an 8-year slot for a region is a complete myth, a political fantasy. Let us break down this critical take. First, the constitutional reality. He's 100% correct. The Nigerian constitution provides for a 4-year term for a president, with a maximum of 2 terms for that individual. There is absolutely no mention for an 8-year slot for a geopolitical zone. This rotational idea is a gentleman's agreement between political parties designed to foster unity, but as Okonkwo rightly pointed out, it is not law. The real term is 4 years, and after that, the incumbent has to earn the people's vote again. Secondly, And this was his master stroke, the Yar'Adua president. He brilliantly reminded everyone of the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan situation. Let's rewind in 2007. Yar'Adua from the north became president. The north was politically positioned for 8 years, but tragically, he passed away before finishing his first term. Now, they did not get to field another candidate to complete their 8 years? No. The ticket was a joint one. The vice president, Goodluck Jonathan from the south, took over. And in 2011, Jonathan contested and won, effectively cutting short the North's perceived 8-year term. Okonkwo is using this powerful history to say, what happened then can happen now. If a supervening event, like in his words, the government becoming incurably bad occurs, the field becomes open for any qualified Nigerian to contest regardless of region. So what are the political implications of this? It's huge. These arguments give political justification to northern politicians like former President Atiku Abubakar to say, I have every right to contest in 2027 if the current government is not performing. It also tells southern challengers, perhaps from the Labour Party or elsewhere, that they don't have to wait until 2031. He is basically saying that performance must trump zoning. You cannot demand an 8-year tenure as a regional right, especially if the first 4 years are judged by people to be a failure. In essence, Kenneth Okonkwo has thrown a major spanner in the works. He is challenging the very foundation of the political argument for an automatic second term for the South. He is shifting the conversation from entitlement to accountability. The message is clear. The 2027 ticket for any party should be open. It should be a contest of ideas and competence. And if the incumbent is seen as failing, they should be prepared for a challenge from all corners of the country. But now, I want to turn it over to you. What do you think? Is Kenneth Okonkwo right? Is this rotational presidency concept an outdated idea that promotes mediocrity over merit? Or is it still a necessary tool to ensure stability and unity in a diverse country like Nigeria? And a big question, who do you think the opposition should field in 2027 to have a real chance? Drop your honest thoughts in the comment section below. I read every single one and I'm really curious to find your perspective. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more of these gist behind the headlines, do me a huge favor, smash that like button, subscribe to Obas Trending Gist, and make sure you ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.